Hello my Trigger Happy friends, my name is Stevie Cade and welcome to Film Trigger. In today's video I am continuing my review of the entire Star Wars saga, not including spin-offs, leading up to the release of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I haven't really gotten into the Star Wars movies. I've seen them all, I think, maybe. I don't really remember. I want to revisit the entire series in chronological order and see what I think, because I'm more Team Trek. But my son is more Team Star Wars. But before we get started, if you could, hit that subscribe button and the bell ding thing so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Alright guys, well head down to the comment section, grab your keyboards, and let's review Star Wars: Attack of the Clones. So, what is this movie? I'm not exactly sure. It's like a super 90s rom-com buddy cop film wrapped all in Star Wars skin. It's weird. It's a very weird movie. In true fashion of how I do these reviews, I'm going to start off with some things that I liked. They have the same amazing establishing shots that the first one had. That was good. CGI was a little better. It feels like a big movie. It's a Star Wars movie, so that's good. Definitely has some Star Wars stuff. The Jango Fett and Obi-Wan fight was pretty cool, which is one of the very few like hand-to-hand combat fight scenes in any of the Star Wars movie from what I'm aware of. Yeah, not too much in the what I like. When it comes down to a friendly family popcorn fun film that you can turn your blinders off and not have to think too much about, because if you do, it's going to piss you off. It's okay. Like, I think as a 4-year-old, I would really like all the bright stuff and lightsabers and junk. And it does provide some pretty okay laughs. So, there's that. But in that light, there is one thing I'm on the fence about. For most of this movie, I felt like I was watching two movies, which was a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because one of those movies was a boring-ass love story between Anakin and Padme. Couldn't care less about. I'll get more into that in my negatives, which is coming up very quickly. But the monotony between that story and some of the other stories was kind of so randomly put in there that I wasn't entirely bored, which was good. It made me really enjoy these other aspects of the movie, but that's to a fault because at least I wasn't watching that love story unfold. That's it. That's what I got for my on the fence stuff. Let's just move on to it. What I don't like about this movie. Hayden Christensen. What the fuck, man? You are a creeper in this movie, dude. Like straight up, like hashtag Me Too style creeper.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
You're whiny. Your dialogue is terrible.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
And I feel like if you weren't the most powerful Jedi, that you would be picked on by the other Jedis at your Jedi school. Yeah, they're definitely talking about you behind your back, for sure. 400 other people auditioned for the role of Anakin Skywalker in this movie. 400. That's 400 missed opportunities, in my opinion. Here are some of the names that auditioned. You ready? James Vanderbeek, Paul Walker, Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Leonardo DiCaprio. So many really good actors that auditioned for this movie. Why didn't any of them get the role?
I hate them.
I see. Because George Lucas thought Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman looked really good together. Which they didn't. George Lucas, put the camera down and walk away slowly. You were the worst thing that's happened to these movies. It's so weird because you created this. This is like your world, but you're like, I think your world is so rich and deep that you kind of forget how to translate that to somebody who's not in your head. This is one of the most off-putting on-screen love stories I've ever seen.
I love you.
You love me?
There's no chemistry. I don't believe these two to be in love worth anything at all. Lucas, what is romance to you? What is that in your world? showing these characters in romantic settings, and they spend time together. So, romance. It's just really, really, really bad. And while this love scene unfolds, we have Obi-Wan fighting a battle of his own, and all the Jedi Council just sitting around, still doing the same shit they did in the first movie, just talking about stuff.
The dark side clouds everything. Impossible to see. The future is. What is it?
And giving us lazy exposition just so we know what's going on. Yes, the Jedi Council did show up at the end, to kind of help save the day, but that could have been completely avoided. Obi-Wan Kenobi sent that message for help many, 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 many hours before, maybe even a day before, while the Jedi Council sat around, had more meetings, and then thought, what the hell are you waiting for anyway? Anakin and Padme were able to show up and get caught at this point. Which, by the way, Padme seems to be a lot better Jedi than Anakin seemed to be in this movie.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Just relax, concentrate.
What about Padme?
She seems to be on top of things.
And as we move forward, we get an ending battle scene between Count Dooku, which is played by Sir Christopher Lee, and Yoda. And that lightsaber battle was what I would expect two old people fighting with lightsabers to look like.
Even you.
It was anticlimactic. Only action we got was Yoda twirling around like a freaking weirdo. I guess he doesn't need that cane that he uses all the time. I didn't even really like Count Dooku. We're just gonna have Sir Christopher Lee in this role, so we have to write it in with very little action and have very obvious stuntmen pretty much do the entirety of this fight besides the close-up shots. It was fun to see Yoda doing stuff besides just sitting around talking, but I don't know, just weird. The whole thing was lackluster. Overall, this movie did capture my attention at some points in time, but its pacing was very choppy, and I found myself bored quite a bit. I actually had to skim through the movie a second time just to be reminded of some of the plot details, because I think I just kind of checked out during the film at some point in time. I just kind of stopped thinking. I haven't had to do that before with a review, but this was the first one. So basically that leaves this movie to be completely forgettable. The acting from Hayden Christensen is unforgivable. So bad. Why did he get this role? I'm giving this movie a D. It's a solid D.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good, though.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
I don't know if you guys are going to win me over on the Star Wars side of things. My son, being a huge Star Wars fan, says that the next episode is going to be a lot better. I really hope so, because he was kind of bored watching this one with me. So let me know what your thoughts were in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out some more videos right here. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.
No. I shouldn't have done that.
I'm sorry.